Hey, we're back here on Inside the Vandals with Idaho Vandals head coach Don Verlin. And coach, two-game homestand coming up for you guys against Montana and Montana State. You guys have played well at home all season. Why would you say that is?
Well, we feel comfortable at home. Anytime you play in your home court, you feel comfortable with the surroundings, and our guys feel they're confident. And so I attribute mostly to that, and then having some pride. No one likes to lose at home in front of their home fans, so those three things.
These games against Montana and Montana State at home for you guys, how important are these games, your final two home games?
They're very important. Not only is it senior week, senior weekend, they're very important as far as conference standings. Montana's the leading team in the conference. They're tied for first. Montana State's a team that's been playing very well. It's important that the Vandals take care of their business here at home, and our guys are focused. We had a great team meeting today, and they're ready to go.
You mentioned that Montana currently tied for first. You guys just knocked off another first-place team with Sacramento State. Does that give a little more motivation when you're welcoming in a team that is first in the conference? Yeah,
it does. It gives motivation. Obviously, you're always shooting to beat the best in your conference. And the one thing I think beating Sacramento State gives us some confidence. But our guys really believe, and so do I, is that we can play with anybody in this conference. What we're really focusing on now is Montana, because we got to take one thing at a time so we can get ourselves to the conference tournament. Then we get ourselves to the conference tournament, then it may be a different ballgame.
When you played them last time, I believe there was some foul trouble early in that first half that really impacted the game. Do you expect that'll be a factor again?
It always is for us, and I think every coach would tell you that, is if you get some of your better players in foul trouble, that changes the complexion of the game and adjustments that each coach has to make. But really the key to this basketball game is us giving a consistent effort, us doing a good job on their better players, and us going out and sustaining our ability to play good basketball for a long period of time.
You guys have had some very close battles in the past couple of years with Montana. A 1-point loss last year, a 3-point loss the year before that. How much do you remember those games as you prepare and even try and, we've already talked about motivation.
I think the thing, I know Connor Hill will be motivated because, as he mentioned today in a press conference, that he hadn't beaten Montana since he's been here, and here's a guy who's been at the University of Idaho for 4 years. He's our all-time leading three-point shooter, and I know he's conveyed to his team that this game is an important game.
Well, then you guys have Montana State on Saturday, and you mentioned they're playing better, even better than when you guys played them?
Yeah, no question about it. After the weekend with us in Eastern, where they dropped a pair, they go on the road and win at Northern Colorado. They win at North Dakota, two very good wins, and then split their weekend last weekend, beating Idaho State on Saturday night. So I think they're playing really good basketball, and you got to take your hat off to Coach Fish. Those guys haven't given up.
And against Montana State, obviously, that'll be the final home game for several of your guys, as it will be senior night. What's that like for you, and when does it start to set in that, time is winding down with these guys?
Well, always senior week is emotional, and I talked to our players today, and it needs to be a celebration of their career. It doesn't need to be a funeral. We need to think about all the good things we've done. There's a lot of basketball to be played, and trying to get them in the right frame of mind. It's always tough when it comes to an end, when you feel like it's coming to an end for certain guys, and especially these three seniors, all quality young men. All three will receive their degree. Connor been here 4 years, and the all-time leading three-point shooter. Mike Scott having the year he had, and Barasek, who started every game of his career since he's been at the University of Idaho. Those are guys who came to work every day and worked their tails off. So you have, emotionally it's tough, because they've given you everything they've had for as long as they possibly could, and they've represented the university in a first-class manner.
Is that last home game the harder part, where they're brought out, or is it the last overall game?
For me, it's always the last overall game, even though we celebrate the senior night, and I think if you ask them, they'd tell you it's the senior night game, but for me, it's always the last game, because we spend a lot of time together, a lot of time on the road, a lot of time in meetings, a lot of time throughout the entire year. Basketball is not just 6 months anymore, it's 11 months. And so you spend a lot of time with these guys, and so, it's like anything else. When it's time for them to go on, it's always hard. What you hope you've done, if you've done your job as a coach, is that they're able to go out in the world and be successful. You've taught them, you know, how to work hard and how to be on time and the things that it takes to be successful in life.
He's Vandals head coach Don Verlin. Coach, as always, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Well, up next we have Campus Connections, and we normally do it at the end of the show, but thought it'd be a good time because it's a campus connection on the fan club of Mike Scott. Here's Morgan Barry-Ochoa.
Vandal fans come from all over, but the most loyal fans can be found in 4 8th grade boys, cheering in the stands for their role model, Mike Scott.
Mike, yeah, probably Mike.
Why is that?
He's just all around a great guy on the court and off the court, and he's great, and a great inspiration and a great role model.
Their friendship began at the University of Idaho men's basketball camps and has only grown from there.
In our summer camps, we had our summer camps going on, and I was able to coach some of them, and I guess they liked me as a coach, so they wanted to do the same for Hoop Fest. So I did that, and ever since Hoop Fest, you know, we just been a tight knit.
Mike continues to teach these boys on and off the court.
Would you guys say that what's the best advice Mike Scott has ever given you?
Mike, probably to just keep shooting and keep your head up and just play through.
Any parting words Mike always says that you remember? Anything?
Stay real. Yeah, that's true.
Although Mike might be their role model, it is the boys that have given his life a greater meaning.
Definitely, especially in the games when you know, I mess up, get a bad play, get subbed out, and they'll see me walking to the bench with my head down. You can just hear them from the stands. Hey, Mike, keep your head up. You know, don't worry about it. Next play, blah blah. So yeah.
Win or lose, it doesn't matter for these Vandal fans. It's all about looking up to their role model. From inside the Vandals, I'm Morgan Barry-Ochoa.